I'm so pumped to get to introduce you to all of our fans on Pure Country and in Canada. I am such a fan, and I can't wait for you to come to Canada and play for everyone. But until then, we're just going to play the crap out of your music on the radio.
Yay. I heard you're local. We should have did this in flesh.
I know. Next time
We'll have to hang, but I didn't want to you'd have got sick anyways, maybe. So
well,
I'm a big hugger, and I've been fist bumping people all day. That's how bad I feel.
Yep, I feel that for sure. Okay, I feel like I have a million things I want to talk to you about, but first thing, we'll just talk about new song out today. I know Brantley Gilbert is an artist that you've always been a fan of, and obviously he's a good buddy now, and you guys are going out on the road, but new song, Son of the Dirty South.
Yes.
How pumped are you that you get to now work with him and have this song out and go on tour with him?
Dude, it's funny. I just hit the button on my phone to light my phone up. He's like, we're number 4 on iTunes right now.
Woo!
He's texting me. I'm so excited about this. So, because of the way that I've approached the music business and kind of done it to a degree my own way, you get compared to people along the way, right? Mm-hmm. That's just the nature of the beast.
Yep.
So I've been compared to the outlaw movement of the 70s. And then, of course, in the middle of all that, I got compared a lot to Brantley. So early coming to town and starting to write songs, or living in town and starting to write songs, people go, have you met Brantley Gilbert yet, man? I think y'all just hit it off, you know? Mm-hmm. And then as I became more popular, the other side of it is Brantley's coming back to Nashville to write songs, and guys are in rooms. I'm like, have you met this guy Jelly Roll yet? Y'all just really hit it off. So we were like ships in the night, and we finally bumped into each other. And it was just my favorite story to tell is the day we wrote Son of the Dirty South. We had a session that started at noon. We both showed up about 1, and I think we picked up a guitar at midnight.
Wow.
I mean, we hung out for about 10 hours and just smoked pot and ate takeout food. I think we ordered food twice. And then finally it was like, well, I reckon we should write a song. We were just telling old war stories like prison cellmates. We were just tour life, and, we were talking like 2 old boys that hadn't seen each other in 3 years and had a lot of catching up to do, about kids. And It was just right then I knew we'd be friends forever. I knew that day. And the fact that we ended up getting to make music together was even cooler.
So cool. And Brantley is one of those people. Every time I interview him, they're like, you've got 10 minutes. And 45 minutes later, I'm like, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, no, that's Brantley. He'll just get to talking. Oh, dude, he's the best, man. It's such a fluid conversation. So it's been really cool to see it work out that way. And I think I have a friend for life in this guy, man. That's awesome.
Oh, that's so cool. And I mean, congratulations. It's so cool. I think you've said it before about why you wanted to, kind of enter into country music, but you've been just welcomed with open arms. And I think that's why country music is so special, is that you can have rock artists, rap artists, country artists, pop artists, whoever, everybody is so welcome. And, you kind of find your lane and your niche, and you have gained so many fans. Like, you were doing a headlining show at Bridgestone Arena this year.
Yes. Are you going to come out?
So it's 2 days before my son's 2nd birthday. And I'm like, wow. I'm thinking maybe his first concert needs to be a Jelly Roll concert.
That's what I'm thinking too. Come on.
I think
bring
it might have to happen.
And he's also a fellow Sagittarius, so he's got to come see me. Because
Okay.
It's 5 days after my birthday.
Okay, then he has to come. We'll have birthday celebrations.
Yes, come on.
So cool. So you talked about it earlier, making your late night TV debut. If we had told you 10 years ago that you'd be playing on Kimmel and you'd have songs on country and rock radio, what would go through your head if you foresaw that coming?
Oh, goodness, man. I still don't believe it now. I still have that mentality that I'm not going to believe I'm playing Kimmel until I'm in the green room and Jimmy comes back himself to say, hey, thank you, welcome for coming, or something. However, I hope at least I get to say hi to him. But I'm not sure how it works, but whatever. I won't know it's real until I'm in Hollywood, California, sitting backstage like, all right, this is real. We're fixing to play Kimmel. So
you kind of talk about that mentality that you have, that, you believe that you're better than you ever were, and you're, exactly where you need to be, but you still have so much to learn. And that's the life motto I try to live by, is the moment you're done learning and getting better, you're not moving forward.
Oh yeah, dude. Stale water, man. Stale water is, there's an old Chinese proverb that says disease can't live in running water. So it's to me, it's constantly staying away from being stagnant. And I'll tell you a prison story. That's a great start, right?
Tell me.
So I'm in this assembly one day. I just found out I was having a daughter, so I went from the unit I was in to an educational unit that was connected to a Christian program. So I went to get my GED because I was like, I want to do music, but I need to have a backup plan to be a good dad. I was like, I literally went from like the violent offender gang unit where I was just like running a poker table all day to like immediately find out I'm having a kid. Like, oh my God, I have to do something better. I need to go get a GED. Can I go to the unit where they teach classes? So I'm in this unit and I'm sitting next to a guy named Chet. Chet works with the program. Okay. And I go to this church seminar, right? Because we're allowed to go to church or whatever. And I'm sitting next to Chet. So he's a civilian. He's on the streets. Chet's 77 years old at the time, I think, maybe 76. And he's got his hearing aid in and he's just watching this young pastor up there talking, right? And Chet every now and then would look over at me and go, you catching any of this? And I go, yes, sir. He goes, man, I'm learning a lot. And I was like, this dude's 76 years old. He's been in ministry his whole life, just stand up man, helps back to the prison. He just lives a great life. 50 something years he's been in ministry. Mm-hmm. And this 24-year-old pastor, he's just hanging on his every word, taking notes like a madman. And I was like, we really never stop learning. Like when you have that mentality, like, you know, it's one of those things that, I don't know, I was inspired by that. And I think of Chet all the time whenever I'm doing stuff where I could be in a writing room with a dude who's never wrote a song or a dude who's wrote 1,000 more than me. And I'm paying attention. I'm like, what can I learn from this guy? What jewel is hidden in this conversation? You know, with this guy at aisle 3 at Kroger's. When I'm at the grocery store and I'm just starting a conversation with a stranger because I'm high. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? Oh, yeah, it's awesome. You know, what can I learn from this guy? You know?
I wish that I was that person that wanted to start a conversation. I just have like, no words, nothing comes out.
Oh, well, we just need to get you an edible.
Yeah, no, that's a terrible idea. That's a terrible idea. You said in this video I watched, I thought it really inspired me, and it tells a lot about who you are, that you remember looking back at moments with your mom where she turned to music when she was searching for healing, and that kind of, you know, clicked for you that music can do that for someone, and it made you want to do that for someone else. Like, you know, it helped her. Do you remember the first time you actually got to witness your music helping someone and what that felt like?
It's been interesting. I can't remember the first time. I can remember the first time somebody drove by the local gas station in my neighborhood that I didn't know personally that was listening to my mixtape. This is something I remember, right? I remember vividly what kind of car it was. It was like an old Ford Bronco, but not the cool ones, like an old beat up truck.
Yeah.
But they were driving by. We had this corner store in the neighborhood. And I'll never forget, it's the first time, because every time you hear your music, you pull up be your cousin or something, right? But
yeah.
The first time I did not know the person that was listening to it. And I'll never forget being like, oh, this is, you know, back then, that's how you heard your music coming out of people's cars. Like,
yeah.
A totally different world now, obviously, but that was like the barometer of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I remember the first time a woman had told me that her music had helped her through a bad moment. I remember we were in Houston. I was opening up for a band called ICP, the Insane Clown Posse. Mm-hmm. I was the first of 5. Doors would open at 7. I went on at like 7:20. There were still people walking in and buying popcorn and T-shirts. It was the worst slot on earth. I got like $80 a night. And I would walk the line every night because they'd sell like 1,000 tickets. And I'd walk the line and nobody would ever know me in any of these lines. So I'd just like walk right out the front door and go to the van or whatever. And this lady stopped me. And I don't remember her name, but I remember her son's name in Houston, Texas was Big Bake. And I remember this because she stopped me and she held me and she trembled and she cried. And when she was holding me, she told me that I felt like her son, Big Bake. And she came to see me because I was his favorite artist. And he had died in a car crash. And then she showed me a picture to autograph. It was the first time this ever happened to me. And his name was Big Bake in Houston, Texas.
Wow. I mean, that's the thing that makes music so special. And I think when you're making it for that reason, there's no better purpose than that, than to like get to see somebody actually be healed and helped by your music. It makes you want to do it forever.
Oh, dude, it's insane. I was talking to somebody once and they were like, How does it feel when sometimes fans will see me, and because the music's so therapeutic though, I've had fans cry in my arms. I've cried with them. I can tell you stories about this every show where I've cried with a stranger to me, just where the music is helping their story touch me. And they were like, how does that make you feel? And I was like, I think if I met James Taylor, I'd cry. Yeah. But I don't think there'd be a hesitation. His music's done so much for me in so many dark moments that I think I would just weep.
Yeah.
Because I would think about every time I cried listening to it. You know what I mean? Like every time I heard, Fire and Rain and just bawled, So it's like the power that music has in these moments. Like my mother I tell the story about her listening to Bette Midler, The Rose. I still cry when I hear The Rose now. If it comes on in a gas station, I get the fuck out of there as soon as I can, right? I'm like, leave now. I'll get emotional standing here trying to buy water, just because how emotional it's made her my whole life.
But that's
my first tattoo was a rose with my mother's name on it.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Because of the rose.
You know how many tattoos you have now? Or have you lost count?
Oh, dude, I couldn't even. God, I probably got 15 on my face. So I mean, imagine counting the rest of the body. I'd like to think it's just one big one now.
I thought I had so many because I have 3. I thought I was like, woo, look at me go.
So where are they?
I have one on my foot for my grandmother, one on my ankle for my other grandmother, and then I have one behind my ear for my husband.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What's the one behind the ear?
It's a music note. He's a writer and an artist, so I do like music to my ears as far as our love story goes.
Oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Does he have the same thing?
No.
Does he have one? Does he have
No, he doesn't even have a tattoo for me.
See, he needs to get a little microphone for you or something.
Yeah, this is a problem. I'm just realizing now.
I got you.
When I get off this interview.
Introduce me to him. Me and my wife have like 10 matching tattoos.
Really?
Oh, tons.
I love that. We're about to get one because our symbol is like an infinity sign because both of our names start with S. So
that's awesome.
Somewhere.
No, me and my wife we still get we're looking into our next one now.
Well, I am just so excited that I got to meet you this way. I cannot wait to meet you in person and actually get to see you perform. We obviously are going to play Son of a Sinner right now on the show.
Yeah.
But I want to know just before we go, because I'm going to make sure you stay on time, but what is a song that is moving you right now in country music that you are actually loving listening to?
Right this moment, like today.
Yeah.
Until probably a few weeks ago, it was Till You Can't. I Beat It to Death, which that song, first time I heard it, just absolutely drove me just crazy. Truth About You by Tenpenny, I think is one of the best written songs on country radio right now.
So good.
For a new artist, I can go on this. Give me a few minutes here to ramble. Don't Come Looking by Jackson Dean.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, ain't so that Don't Come Looking.
Yeah.
I just think that's so old school, kind of got that just feel, just everything about it feels right. Give Heaven Some Hell by Hardy, I thought was a big one, but my favorite.
You need to do something together.
Oh, 100%. He's a dear friend of mine too. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah.
But right now, the song that's probably doing the most for me in country music is Down Home by Jimmy Allen.
Okay.
Yeah. It is just, do you remember when Garth Brooks dropped Good Ride Cowboy about Chris Ledoux?
Yes. Yeah.
Or whoever it was, whatever one of his friends had passed away.
Yeah.
It might not have been Chris, but it was one of them old Oklahoma kids. And Good Ride Cowboy. It was like, to me, that was one of the greatest rest in peace songs ever. Mm-hmm. Because it was like, it was just different. It was like, what a way to memorialize a dead friend. Down Home checks that same box for me.
Cool.
Right. It's very, very heartfelt, and it makes you want to tear up because it's about his father. Mm-hmm. But it's also got that down home, mama working and cooking them down home grits and working the this guitar about as hard as I can. It's just got this real, it's this real Jimmy Allen way of coming to terms. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Yeah. It's just cool.
Man, even if you're not feeling good, your voice sounds.
Well, thank you. And I feel like poop biscuits.
Well, that sucks. I hope you feel better. I can't wait to hopefully come see your headlining show at Bridgestone in December. And thank you so much, Jelly Roll, for joining us on Pure Country.
Can't wait. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.